first neuron in spinal ganglion. What is this neuron? Pseudounipolar neuron, you're right. And this is a sensory neuron, first sensory or afferent neuron. And this neuron is a pseudounipolar neuron. Peripheral process of this neuron go to receptor, and central process go to spinal cord and interrupt in associated neuron or internuncial neuron. That is a second neuron. Second internuncial or associated neuron. From this neuron, axon go to anterior horn, and it is interrupt in third motor neuron. And axon of motor neuron go to anterior root, then go to spinal nerve, and finished where? In muscles. Muscles, that is effector. Reflex arc start from receptor and finished in effector. Effector, that is striated muscles. And three neurons, afferent or sensory neuron in spinal ganglion, that is pseudounipolar neuron. Second, internuncial neuron in posterior horn, and motor neuron in anterior horn. That is simple reflex arc. Do you know what is a knee reflex? Knee reflex. If you beat to tendon of below of patella in knee joint, our leg is straight. Yes, we move in knee joint upward. That is what is how it's work. A receptor, we beat heat is in the region of receptor. Impulses go to sensory, internuncial and motor neuron, and motor neuron conduct impulses to muscles. Muscles contract and our leg is move upward. Yes, that is simple reflex. For example, if we cut posterior root of the spinal nerve, we cut here, what happened? Is it possible to receive knee reflex? No, because from receptors impulses not go to motor neuron and not go to muscles. We broken this way of reflex arc. But what about if in this case I want to walk in? I want to walk in. Is it possible to walk if we cut posterior root of the spinal nerve? What do you think? Is it possible to walk if I cut posterior root of the spinal nerve? What do you think? It's possible. Why? Why it is possible? Why knee reflex is impossible? We broken the knee reflex, but why I can walk, I can jump, I can run if we cut posterior root? Why? Because it is that is a brain. That is a brain, and it is spinal cord. And in spinal cord, it is motor nuclei. This motor nuclei in spinal cord. And if I want to walk, impulses start in brain, in cortex of brain, and these impulses pass through brain, then go to motor nuclei of the spinal cord, and from this motor nuclei go to muscles. And if I want to walk, impulses start here and go to muscles, and this way is not broken. In this, if we cut posterior root, we will not feel in our body. We will not feel. We will not feeling nothing. All types of sensitivity reduced because they disappear, because we from all receptors impulses not go to spinal cord and not go to brain. From receptors, this way is broken, and all types of sensitivity disappear. We can burn, we can cut, we can do everything and not feeling nothing, not temperature, not pain, not tactile sensitivity. But if you want to walk, it's possible, because from cortex till muscles, this way is not broken. Clear?
Yes.
But if we cut anterior root, in this case, movements is not possible, because way from motor neurons to muscles we interrupt. That is impossible to perform movements if we cut anterior root. Clear it is?
Yes.
Okay. That is why in spinal cord we can see two types of apparatus, two apparatus. One apparat that is proper apparat of the spinal cord. This apparat help to function reflex arc, that is apparat which not need participation of brain in functions. For example, knee reflex, that is simple reflex. In this reflex, brain is not participate. For example, if we cut spinal cord and impulses from brain not pass to the spinal cord, we destroy, we cut spinal cord from brain. What will, what happened in this case? This person will paralyzed. But in this paralyzed man with cutting spinal cord, we can receive knee reflex. Why? Because knee reflex, it's only at the level of spinal cord. It's not need brain in this reflex. Clear it is?
Yes.
That is proper apparat. What include proper apparat of the spinal cord? It's include anterior root, posterior root, gray matter, and narrow part of the white matter which is surround gray matter. Name of these fascicles which is surround gray matter has name fasciculi proprii. Fasciculi proprii. They are not go to brain, they only join together different segments of the spinal cord. All of these structures formed proper apparat of the spinal cord. Another apparat, that is apparat of two-way connection. All another white matter, that is apparat of two-way connection, that is connection between spinal cord and brain. And this connection, two ways of this connection. One way that is from spinal cord to brain. What conduct this way? All types of sensitivity, that is sensory way, afferent, ascending way. And another way, descending way. From brain go to the spinal cord. And this way is motor or afferent way. It's conduct motor impulses from brain to motor nuclei of the spinal cord, and from this nuclei then go to muscles. Clear? That is why all of this white matter, except only fasciculi proprii. Fasciculi proprii near the gray matter, they are proper apparat, and all another white matter, that is apparat of two-way connection. And we need to know names of these tracts or ways, tracts, pathways, and to know function all of them. What are they? We already said that posterior funiculus subdivides into two fascicles, fasciculus gracilis and fasciculus cuneatus. Between them here it is sulcus intermedius posterior. Here it is, we write letter A and B. Maybe I continue to write numbers. What is the last number?
23.
23. Okay, 23. That is why Fasciculus gracilis, I write here, it is number 24, and fasciculus cuneatus 25. 24, that is fasciculus gracilis, 25, fasciculus cuneatus. They both of them conduct consteos of proprioceptive sensitivity from receptors in apparatus of movements, impulses. How to explain? I want to show here together. Well, that is one again, spinal cord. It is receptors in apparatus of movement, and proprioceptive impulses pass from these receptors, and first neuron in spinal ganglion, that is pseudounipolar neuron. Here, that is pseudounipolar neuron, first neuron in spinal ganglion. And axons of these neurons go to spinal cord, and in posterior funiculus, these axons go upward, go to brain. In this region, and medially it's formed fasciculus gracilis, laterally fasciculus cuneatus. That is why fasciculus gracilis and fasciculus cuneatus formed with the help of axons of what? Of pseudounipolar neuron of the spinal ganglion, and conduct proprioceptive sensitivity. That is all about these two fascicles, fasciculus gracilis and cuneatus. Next, we continue lateral funiculus. In lateral funiculus, necessary to know 1, 2, 3, 4, and I think the same, fifth track the same, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. What are they? Number 26, tractus spina cerebellaris posterior. Spina cerebellaris posterior. And number 27, spina cerebellaris anterior. Both of them conduct unconcealed proprioceptive sensitivity, and they are axons of nucleus thoracicus and nucleus intermedio medialis. Look here, the same like here. Receptor in apparatus of movement, first neuron, pseudounipolar neuron in spinal ganglion, and axons of this neuron go to spinal cord, interrupt in nucleus thoracicus, number 19, and axons of nucleus thoracicus go to lateral funiculus and formed here tractus spina cerebellaris posterior, and then go to cerebellum. That is why tractus spina cerebellaris posterior formed with the help of axons of nucleus thoracicus. And anterior tract, tractus spina cerebellaris anterior, here and here, they formed the same with the help of nucleus intermedio medialis from opposite side. From this nucleus, axons go to opposite side, and here form tractus spina cerebellaris anterior. And from this nucleus, the same go to opposite side and form tractus spina cerebellaris anterior here. Clear? That is why if we speak about tractus spina cerebellaris anterior on the right side, this tractus formed with the help of left nucleus intermedio medialis. And from right nucleus intermedio medialis, axons go to the left side and formed here the same tractus spina cerebellaris anterior. From nucleus thoracicus, axons go to the same side. If that is left nucleus, it's go to left side and form left tract. But from nucleus intermedium medialis, axons go to opposite side and formed on the right side tractus spina cerebellaris anterior, and from right side go to left. Clear?
Yes.
Next, all another ascending tracts, the same formed with the help of axons from opposite side. Number 20H, tractus spinothalamicus lateralis. Spinothalamicus lateralis. This tract conduct feeling of temperature and pain and formed with the help of axons of nuclei proprii from opposite side. Here it is receptors in the skin, and impulses go to pseudounipolar neuron. Then axons of pseudounipolar neuron go to nuclei proprii, and from nuclei proprii axons go to opposite side and form spinothalamicus lateralis and go upward. And tractus spinothalamicus anterior, number 29. Anterior tract conduct feeling of touch, tactile sensitivity, and formed with the help of axons of substantia gelatinous substance. Number 17. From this axons of this neuron go to opposite side and formed tractus spinothalamicus anterior and go upward. And last ascending tract, number 30, that is tractus spinotectalis. This tract conduct proprioceptive sensitivity to midbrain, to quadrigeminal colliculus of the midbrain, and formed with the help of axons. It is a lot of cells between nuclei. In posterior horn, a lot of cells. They are cellular disseminata or fascicular cells. And these fascicular cells, axons of these cells go to opposite side and formed here tractus spinotectalis and conduct proprioceptive sensitivity to midbrain, quadrigeminal colliculus of the midbrain. That is all ascending tracts, ascending or afferent tracts. Another tracts, descending. All of them start from brain and go to motor nuclei motor nuclei in anterior horn. What are they? First tract, that is, I will draw with the color inside, with the color, because they are different. All of them are motor. Number 31. Tractus cortica spinalis lateralis. Cortica start from brain cortex and go to motor nuclei. Cortica spinalis lateralis. It's conduct voluntary motor impulses. I want to take my pen. I do it. Why? Impulse start here in brain cortex, go to motor nuclei, from motor nuclei go to muscles, and muscles control, and I take my hand. Now I want to put it the same. Impulse start here, go to motor nuclei, and from motor nuclei go to muscles. Clear? Voluntary. I do yes, as I wish. Yes. Now, next tract. Tractus rubraspinalis, number 32. Rubraspinalis. In midbrain, it is midbrain. In midbrain, we have a red nucleus, nucleus ruber. And from this red nucleus, start tractus rubraspinalis and go to motor nuclei. This tract start not from cortex, but from midbrain. That is why it is not voluntary. It is involuntary tract. Involuntary tract, and its function of this tract, that is automatic movements, walking, dancing, all automatic movements. Dancing is not is voluntary.
Heartbeating.
Heartbeat, no. Heartbeat, that is vegetative function. It is not control with the mind. You're right, it's involuntary, but that is vegetative. It is not somatic function. Now we speak only about striated muscles, about somatic nervous system. Well, all involuntary movements, balance, coordination of movements, that is subcortical function, and a lot of tracts, which start not from brain cortex but from subcortical structures, conduct these movements. Tractus rubrospinalis. Next tract, that is tractus alveospinalis. Alveospinalis, number 33. Alveospinalis. In medulla oblongata, we have nucleus alvearis. It looks like aleva, and from this nucleus start impulses which go to motor nuclei of anterior horn, go to this motor nuclei, and conduct automatic movements and balance, coordination of movements and balance. Next tract in anterior funiculus. Here it is. In anterior funiculus we have 4 tracts. 1, 2, 3, 4. They are 34, 34, 35, 35, 36, and 37. 34. Tractus tectospinalis. In midbrain we have quadrigeminal colliculus, and from this colliculus start tract tractus tectospinalis and go to motor nuclei. This tract conduct protective impulses from visual and auditory stimuli. For example, you walk on the street and you listen like car stopped near the you, and make signal, I don't know, beep beep, horn, yes. What happened with you? You jump in this moment, jump away from this sound. Why? That is protection of human body from auditory stimuli or from strong visual stimuli. You walk and you see that something fly to you. You sit down and look. Oh, that is a bird. It's not a stone. That is a bird. That is protection of human body from strong visual or auditory stimuli. That is so called start reflex. It's start from tectum of midbrain, tractus tectospinalis, number 34. Number 35, next tract, that is tractus cortica spinalis anterior. The same like 31. 31 was cortica spinalis lateralis, and 35, that is, please welcome. Thank you. Cortica spinalis anterior. The same function, voluntary motor impulses from cortex of brain go to spinal cord. Differences from 31st tract only in position. 31st in lateral funiculus, 35th in anterior funiculus. That is all differences. Next, 36. Tractus vestibulospinalis. Vestibula, from vestibular nuclei of hindbrain. Here it is, we have vestibular nuclei. Do you know what is the vestibular apparatus? Vestibular, that is coordination of movements and balance. The same like alveospinalis. And last tract, number 37, tractus reticulospinalis. Reticular formation, that is specific structure in brain stem, and function of this tract is tone of muscles. Our muscles not relax even we sleep, not relax. All muscles has tone, and tone of muscles regulates with the help of tractus reticulospinalis. That is the same involuntary tract. That is all in this diagram. One again, external structure of spinal cord, nuclei of gray matter, and tracts in white matter, and diagram of reflex arc. These diagrams you should prepare next time. And also you read about yourself, about meninges of the brain, dura mater, pia mater, and arachnoid, and spaces between them. Epidural space with fat tissue and venous plexus, subdural space and subarachnoidal space with cerebrospinal fluid. Everything in your manual is present. Maybe something here. That is a spinal cord. That is a dura mater, here it is. Hard meanings, dura mater, here it is. Arachnoid impossible to see, and pia mater attached to the spinal cord, and continuation of pia mater, that is filum terminale. Look here, spinal cord finished with conus medullaris, here it is, conus medullaris, and continuation of pia mater, that is filum terminale, which go to second coccygeal vertebra. And near this filum terminale, a lot of roots of the spinal nerves, yes? And these nerves leaves vertebral canal through corresponding openings, and together they formed cauda equina, tail of the horse. That is all what we can see in spinal cord. Today that is all. And I want to ask you, Nasser, to write your names.